It depends on the person. It's later or whatever. It depends on who's receiving the greetings. Good morning. Greetings. Morning, Nami. Welcome to the show. It's GTV Breakfast. Still, day 2 of Ashanti Cultural Week. And I know Thelma's left hand.
The Queen Mothers are really suffering.
How is it going, man? This is some heavy duty stuff that you're wearing.
If you put me on a scale, I'm sure I would go to the highest end.
Charlie, no be small.
Because from the kente to all the stuff that's going. See, you should just give me an assistant to carry my hand.
Yeah, but what do you wear under? Is it you wear something under all the stuff?
Yeah.
What is it?
Obviously.
I don't know. I haven't worn it before. I'm only asking you questions.
So we wear something.
Okay, all right. Like a chemise or something.
We're still celebrating Ashanti Culture Week today, and our lovely kente fabrics are put together, brought to us by Salvida Bonre Kente, and we were dressed by Rate Cultural. You should follow those two vendors on Instagram because they have some really lovely stuff that you would want to get your hands on.
Yeah, well, Smoke and Lace is making it look this regal. Thank you very much, Smoke and Lace. Find them on Instagram, and we shall see Valerie pretty soon. She's really nice and
very queeny,
just like Thelma here. Good to have you here. Lots more on Ashanti Culture as we celebrate the week this week. So keep your eyeballs right. How do you say eyeballs in Chi?
I don't know.
Eyeballs. How do you say eyeballs in Chi? Eyeball, not eyes. Eyeballs. Nicosia.
Maybe.
Your eye egg.
Maybe.
Or your face egg.
Maybe.
Keep your eyeballs here, right? Hashtag GTV Breakfast. Hashtag Cultural Heritage. Hashtag Ashanti Cultural Week. What do we have for you today?
NAPCO is wrapping up. And so we are asking the question this morning at the table, what happens next? It's been 3 years. Okay. So that contract has ended.
Okay, so that's a nation builders corps.
Yep.
For young people, exposing them to the world of work.
Yep.
All right.
For them to get work experience, for them to get hands-on skills, to prepare them for future careers possibly. Okay. And so over 100,000 young people across the country benefited from that program. And now it's wrapping up. What happens next is the question we are asking.
It's a good question. If you are a NABCO graduate,
it's a graduate.
Yes. What next? We want to know what you're doing after the school. Did you learn anything in 3 years? What did you learn? How did it benefit you? Did your money come on time? Things like that. I want to know, because what next is the most important question that has to be answered, and it will be answered on today's show.
I would want to ask how many were able to secure permanent jobs of the number, because I want to believe that we want some continuity. We don't want the 100,000 plus young people going back into the unemployment bracket and then, just further widening the gap. So I would want to know if you were able to find a job in those 3 years, because there was the opportunity to do that. If you found a job, you could exit the program.
Exactly. So NABCO graduates, those of you who absorb NABCO people into your organizations, what was it like? Let us know. 055-556-1034 is our WhatsApp number. We're building up to a very hard conversation on health. But before that, let's find out from the other queen who's in the house. Go, Valerie.
How much do you weigh today?
I don't know how much.
I can't even. It's more than twice your weight.
You look great.
Thank you.
Oh, you're wonderful.
I must say, Ashanti culture is really rich and colorful. I am. I'm enjoying my queen.
How's your left hand?
It's not enjoying.
It'll survive, guys.
So, for us.
In the trends this morning, we have Aguero. We still have iPhone 6 is trending. Nigeria is trending. Rugby is trending. So if you know why these are trending, kindly let us know via the hashtag GTV Breakfast on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Also, later on my side of the couch, brought to us by kindness of Airtel to Go, I'll be having a very insightful and interesting conversation with Ghana's finest. We choose to call him Ghana's finest, KKD. He's a fashionista. Apart from that, he's an eloquent person. He's a media person. He's a media mogul. Like, the list goes on and on. I'm particularly interested to find out some things that's not in the public eye. So you have to stick and stay for that conversation with Ghana's finest. And also the show is interactive, and so you can send your comments to our WhatsApp number 05555610334. I'm going to hand over to you guys.
Alrighty, and so what is going on right now is that we'll be having a conversation on
erectile dysfunction.
Well, it just means impotence.
Erectile dysfunction.
You're smiling, but it's not a funny thing for men who
all women.
Yeah, all women for that matter. So if you are always curious about what this whole erectile dysfunction is, I've heard that people as young as in their mid-20s are getting it.
Oh wow.
And so we want to find out what the issues are and how you can prevent it or cure it for that matter. So ED is on the table in about 19 minutes.
And that conversation is proudly brought to you by Lufat, anti-malarial drug, suspension for kids and tablets for adults, Africa's gift to the world, Ghana's gift to the fight against malaria. You take those medications only after you have a confirmed case of malaria. So no self-medication. Confirmed case, suspension for kids and tablets for adults, the gift from the Tobinco Group.
Yes, indeed. And listen up. Dr. Kofi Osei-Kusi says, someone is always watching you. Who is that person?
God.
God. You stay. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Wisdom Nugget coming up next, and then the trends, and then we have our erectile dysfunction conversation. Don't go anywhere.
What an exciting day to serve you the Wisdom Nugget for the day. A nugget a day keeps the problems away. Today, we're talking about something that will accelerate your life. Never give up on your dreams. I have had many dreams, and I've seen many of my dreams come to pass, and some exceed them. And I know you have a dream, and I know you may have exceeded some of your dreams, but there are yet a lot of dreams ahead of you. And I'm here to tell you today, you should never give up on your dreams, because dreams do come to pass. Never give up on your dream. I like what someone said. The person said, a dream is a vision you have when you're asleep. And a vision is a dream you have when you're awake. In other words, a dream and a vision are the same thing. A dream and a vision are a picture of the kind of future that you have for ahead of you. It may be a building. It may be a business. It may be acquiring a degree or some level of education. It may be writing a book. It may be doing something good for someone. It may even be building an orphanage. You should never give up on that dream. It doesn't matter the situation and how and the lack of resources and all the things that seem to be contending with your dream. You should never give up on it. There are many people that have worked on their dreams for many years. And sometimes it looks like it's delaying, it's taking so much time, but you should never give up on your dream. Especially if these things are true about your vision and your dream. Is your dream authentic? When I say the dream being authentic, I mean that dream is unique to you. Or are you following somebody else's dream? Or are you just trying to be like another person? That kind of a dream, you're going to struggle for a long time. But if that dream and that vision is authentic, you should never give up on it. If it's from your heart, if you have the talent for it, you have the passion for it, it's something you would die to see materialize, never give up on it. Because one of these days, that dream is going to materialize before you. Another thing that is so important about a dream and about a vision is that it should be positive. No, there are people with dreams and visions that are so negative. Dreams and visions that if they actually execute those visions and dreams, other people are going to be destroyed. Imagine the dream and the vision of Hitler. Executing that vision killed millions of people. That's not the kind of dream and vision I'm talking about. I'm talking about a kind of positive dream like that of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, like that of Nelson Mandela, like that of the great leaders that dreamed and visioned liberty and freedom and the well-being of many people. If you have that kind of dream, you should never give up on it. Now, lastly, if you're going to see that dream happen, you need to have a plan, you need to have a strategy, and you need to work hard towards the execution and the fulfillment of that dream. You should never ever give up on your dream, because one of these days that dream is definitely going to come to pass. Dreams do materialize if you never give up on it. I wish you a fabulous day. Believe in your dream, because it is definitely going to come to pass. Have yourself a beautiful day as you see the materializing of all the big dreams and visions that you have for your life and for all the people around you. I'll see you again on the Wisdom Nugget for the day. See you again. See you again.
Thanks for staying on. This show is brought to you in partnership with our Wick Purified Water, Shield Acrylic Paint, and Adonko Next Level Energy Drink. Let's do some social media trends. And if you were to get on Twitter right now, you'd notice that Antonio Conte is trending because he is moving to Tottenham. Guys.
Yes, he used to be the coach for Chelsea. Antonio Toto Conte. That's his name, and he's a winner. He also won with Inter Milan, and then he left. And Tottenham want him now. The irony of it is
15 million.
Exactly. The irony of it is that, you know, the match between Tottenham and Manchester United was billed as this El Saquito. Whoever lost was going to get sacked. And the irony to think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was supposed to have been sacked.
And Ole is still
he wins, and then this guy is gone. Man. 150 million pound transfer war chest.
150 million, yeah.
Spend on players, right?
Wow.
Still, don't win anything, Tottenham.
Why do you say
they haven't won anything yet.
It's such a painful thing to say, Kaf. They're spending a lot of money, you know, hoping to get laurels.
It's not about money.
Isn't it?
It's not about money.
Really, we sat here a few weeks ago and we talked about how Ronaldo joining Manchester United alone brought them 180 million or so pounds in revenue.
Tottenham is not in the same league as. In fact, I apologize to Valerie and I right now for mentioning Tottenham and Man U in the same breath. I apologize to us.
I'm done. Right.
I can't even say that.
Okay, so what does he bring to Tottenham's table, and does it better their chances? Where is Tottenham on the league actually right now?
Like 8th or something. They're like a top 10 team now.
8th. To be fair, some people are like 7. So please.
Who is 7?
Some people are 7 on the league table.
Really?
So it's okay. So it's okay if they are 8. They are in good company.
The cloth is affecting you.
It's affecting me. Yeah. It's not affecting me. Yeah. I'm just saying some people are 7, some people are 6. So it's okay. Does it improve their chances of winning anything? It remains to be seen. So Antonio Conte in the trends this morning. So the football fans will understand. 15 million. Hey, can I get just 1 million pounds? No, the deal. What comes to him is 15 million.
Yeah. Wow. If there's a demand for your services, you get paid for it. It's as simple as that. And he's a performer. He wins things. So. Yeah.
But you just said Tottenham, it won't make any changes.
No, he's a performer. He will get a good salary because of what he has won.
Okay.
But I'm not sure he could win anything.
The Akoko fans will not like you this morning.
Tottenham is the president's team, you know. The president supports them. Still, they're not winning anything.
So yesterday we were talking about this exact same thing, someone and I, and they were like, "Oh, Conte has moved to Spurs," and I'm standing there like, and I'm like, "Oh, Tottenham Hotspurs," and it's like, "Yeah." I said, "Please, just address a gun, you know, just say Tottenham. If you say Spurs, we don't even know what that is." So Tottenham, please. So that's what we know. Conte moving to that club. So let's see if CAF will be proved wrong or if he'll be proved right. NAPCO is in the trend as well, and we just said in the intro that young people who were given the opportunity to get work experience and to, you know, learn some skills. That contract has come to an end, and a few of the graduates are sharing stories, and some are very striking. So this is the notice. Standards Authority, all NAPCO trainees to proceed on 2 weeks leave as part of the exit plan of the NAPCO program, which ends this month. We write to inform all NAPCO trainees to proceed on 2 weeks mandatory leave effective Monday, 1st November 2021. I'm always confused when I see the date like this. To 15th November 2021, this mandatory leave has become necessary for management in consultation with the National NAPCO Secretary to plan and strategize on retaining trainees for the services of the authority. You need to know that any feedback that may arise earlier than the set date shall be communicated accordingly. We seize this opportunity to wish all trainees a restful leave. Kindly take note. And
you are the English buffalo, but that seize
the day.
Bring the letter back. Bring the NAPCO letter back. Yeah.
From the Standards Authority.
National television. Please, can we have the NAPCO letter back?
You
please?
see, when there was a time you were both
there it is.
marking people. Now it's your turn.
We seize this opportunity, please. That seize is not the seize that we want.
They are not doing it again.
This
one means they will not do it again.
It means we end this opportunity.
They have stopped. They have stopped.
SEIZE, please.
So they have stopped this opportunity to wish all trainees a restful leave.
That's what it means. And proceeding on leave is one of the most fearful things that a Ghanaian hear.
Especially if you're in the public service.
On leave, what comes after is not happy. It's not happy.
It says restful.
Really?
No. It's almost like resting. You can't be resting.
Oh, but if you're going on leave, presumably you're going to get some rest after working hard for a very long time. I wish I was a NAPCO. I'll get 2 weeks off, and nobody will see me for 2 weeks.
Proceed on leave in it before. It's a fearful thing to have.
Nope.
Proceed on leave. It's when you hear those words, you know that
not
it can't.
Gonna have a
It will
you know you're getting sacked in the morning.
Yeah. So, please edit the letters.
So NAPCO, we'll be having that sit down today to talk about what the exit means. Some companies are retaining some of their trainees. I should look behind me. Okay, let's see what's on there. Most NAPCO workers will start having relationship problems from next week. Some people are just mean. Why would you say that? Hashtag Baumia Speaks, which is also trending, by the way. But NAPCO ends today. 49,000 people will become unemployed from Monday. Thank you. I'm not going to get into that. Don't ever trust politicians. This government likes us big time. They said NAPCO is here to solve unemployment. At Ghana Revenue, tagging the president and other stations as well. You mean we just sat here for 3 years and put our hands inside our legs, calves? Tell them our legs, doing nothing, not bothering to look for job. Charlie, let me end here, bro. Congrats to your friends. God be with us all. Enjoy your night. Yeah. I don't know why this picture keeps coming back. Does anyone know why this guy's picture is on there?
The saddest guys I've seen in my life.
Why? My livelihood depends on your vote. Remember me.
He appeared around the elections. Yes, anywhere you passed, then you saw this guy, you know, so sad. And he really freaked the hell out
Since I remembered my G, I also want to remind him that NAPCO has ended, and we should remember him again.
Charlie, he scared me. He scared me for like 3 months to the elections.
Why?
Who is this guy?
It was a campaign. I mean, there were a couple of people who were put on billboards.
None of them smiled, man.
I think that was the point.
That was the point.
This guy
to register the seriousness
a great actor
of the situation.
Because Charlie, he really scared the bejesus out of me.
I read it.
He said, my livelihood depends on your vote. Remember me.
So this one is remembering him. Kinley Royal One says, since I remembered my G, I also want to remind him that NAPCO has ended, Wana. We should remember him again.
That's sarcasm. The person is just being sarcastic.
This guy was just too sad, man. If you are sad at him, you are dead.
But why would you be sad? Why would you be sad?
So, and some sad news, some building collapsed in Nigeria, in Lagos, 21 stories. Down.
It came crashing down.
Pancakes.
Standards, you know? Right?
Yeah, and 5 people have been taken out dead.
Yes.
The rescue operation is still underway.
That was just a huge one. It's trending since yesterday. Big news.
That is unfortunate.
And they say when your neighbor's beard is on fire, get some water, because we should also start checking the safety of our building.
It reminds me of you remember the keep and eye we had at the La area, that tall building, that barrel visited.
That's been abandoned.
It's been abandoned. Perhaps it should be pulled down before the unfortunate happens and it comes down by itself and injures people.
21 stories, can you imagine? All reduced to rubble.
How much money would have been put into that building?
Remember when a building in Malcolm, Malcolm's building
over a decade ago,
Yes.
So
I think I was there on day 2.
This is 21 stories.
21 stories.
21 stories. This is taller than this is 7 floors or 5 floors on top of World Trade Center.
One life lost is one too many, but I hope the number does not rise.
21.
But looking at this, the devastation is just a lot.
21 stories. It's like this.
That's looking like a pile.
Crazy.
I don't want to look at it too much because this is serious.
That's madness.
I hope that the emergency response teams will be up to task, because if what happens elsewhere is anything to go by, then they would have a very, very big task on their hands to try and get people out alive on time.
And this happened in an upscale area where the elite live. It's a place called Ikoyi.
Equally.
Yes, and 21 stories, man. 21.
That is just sad.
Buildings
That is just sad.
go up really fast these days. I don't know if you've noticed. Even
Lots of
here in
cranes
Ghana.
in town. Yeah.
You would literally drive down the road and come back the next day and see a towering structure just sitting there.
I knew you were going to say a towering tower.
A towering structure.
You were saying.
Okay, so WhatsApp has introduced some new features. You can now edit your images on the web as well as the mobile before sending them. Users can also get sticker suggestions, and so the new features are about to be rolled out very, very shortly. So this is it gives you an idea of desktop photo editor. Now you can add stickers and text or crop and rotate your photos from any WhatsApp screen, big or small.
How does this affect my life? I don't know.
For those who live many hours on social media, so they send some links and they are telling you now you know what you're clicking into. Share news videos or that fan tweet. So you see,
is WhatsApp part of Meta?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
So Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, WhatsApp, they're all in the Meta family.
Zuckerberg just wants you to be sitting on your phone forever.
They're all in there. They're all in there.
I resist him.
Why? What are you resisting?
Loose.
Well, on the fun side, for some of us who like fun texting, I think we're going to love the emojis.
So
the
Pretty,
stickers.
pretty expressive ones. The new expressive ones. So,
what is an emoji?
you see when you go on your phone.
Okay. Let's. Yesterday.
When you see these are
really, you are giving him WhatsApp lessons on live television, guys. So let's give you the opportunity to win some pizza vouchers. Okay, let's leave the WhatsApp people to catch up on their technology. Yesterday we asked a question: what did Ya Asantwa fight for? That was our cheesy quiz of the day.
And if you said cheesy pizza, it's wrong.
What did Ya Asantwa fight for? So this morning, what are you fighting for? I'm fighting for a voucher to get yourself some delicious pizza. And this was the answer we were looking for: the golden stool. The golden stool. What did Ya Asantwa fight for? The answer we were looking for was the golden stool. So if you got those correctly, we chose fastest fingers first 3 winners, and they are Humayo Vincent from Ashaiman Zenu, Kufodira Akiko from Elubo, and Eugene Kwansa Ransford from Spintex. They were our 3 winners for the cheesy quiz yesterday. What did Ya Asantwa fight for? The answer is the golden stool. Humayo Vincent, Kufodira Akiko, Eugene Kwansa Ransford. Get in touch with the team and pick up your vouchers and get yourself some delicious pizza from Cheesy Pizza. So that's our winners from yesterday. We'll be looking into the matter of erectile dysfunction on the health check side of the table, brought to you by Lufat, and we'll come back after the break to look into.
Before the break, we have some birthday messages.
Okay.
This says that I've always believed in you and your ability to achieve all your dreams. Happy birthday, Rufus Bayo of DVLA head office. I hope this is the best year yet. More blessings, more wins. This is from Yao Piccolo. Yao Piccolo to the DVLA Rufus Bayo at the DVLA head office. And then this is a special one to my own cousin, Kweko. So today is his birthday. There's a party after work, man.
Today is my makeup artist's birthday. Lucy's birthday is this morning. Lucy, happy birthday. My house.
Oh, it's Lucy's birthday.
It's Lucy's birthday. It's also your birthday.
Extra powder. Yeah,
we need to go for the break. Can I just finish? Guys, behave.
No.
Today is also your birthday, Richmond Nyako. Good morning. I hope you wake up as gorgeous as you are, and I wish you the very best. We'll be back after the break. Okay?
When I was right. No.
This is the Breakfast Show. Live from They are gathered from farmlands and forests and towns. Navasco is 60 years old. Hooray! Bongo Senior High School, in conjunction with all Navascans, Nabia invites you to the 60th anniversary celebration of the school. Theme: sustaining 60 years of quality education in Navasco. The role of stakeholders. Date: 1st to 7th November 2021, and the climax will be 6th November 2021. Venue: the premises of Navrongo Senior High School. Special guest of honor: His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmudu Bawumia, Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. Also in attendance, Minister of Education, Director General of Ghana Education Service, chiefs, opinion leaders, and many other dignitaries. All students, well wishers, and the general public are cordially invited to celebrate with Navasco. Navasco is 60 years and it is worth celebrating. Be reminded that all COVID-19 safety protocols will be strictly observed.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
This is the Breakfast Show.
righty, welcome to the show. This is GTV Breakfast. You saw that fact there. The golden stool considered so sacred that the Asantini doesn't even sit on it. Okay, yeah, and that's how it is. And we'll give you more of these nuggets throughout this week. It's Ashanti Cultural Week. My name is Kafui Day, and it's good to have you on the show. I'm looking at the issues making lots of headlines in the news, and Drabin MCE seems to be trending for me a lot also. So this chap, he's not too happy with some issues that happened with these MCE nominations, and he was in the news the whole of yesterday, quite unhappy. I want to find a story to read. The video, I wish I could play it because he is quite colorful in his language with respect to why. So he was actually arrested over an alleged bribery issue. So this is the Jobbin MCE nominee bailed over arrest after arrest over alleged bribery. So his name is Alex Safu Kantanka. He's been granted bail after he's arrested by the police for allegedly bribing assembly members to influence their vote in his favor. So we see him in a viral video demanding a refund, to be paid. So sources say an amount of 5,000 cedis was allegedly paid to each of the 26 assembly members. Do your mental. 26 times 5. How much is that? 5,000 times 10,000 times 26 would have been 26,000. So 5,000 times 26 is 13,000 Ghana cedis. And police have opened investigations into the bribery case to ascertain when the alleged bribe was paid. And so there's a video of him online with him basically getting so angry and insulting people who took money and did not vote for him. So that's something that people are talking about. Makes you think about this whole business of the MCEs, the DCEs, and the fact that the system as it is right now puts a lot of pressure on people who want to sit in the seat. You need 2/3 majority, and I've heard people say that a simple majority would have just done the trick, and so pressures on bribery would be lessened as a result if that were to happen. So that's one thing that I was keeping my eye on in the trends. So let me read a couple of the comments I've seen on Twitter. So Joabin MCE, let's see. And by the way, we have conversations on NAPCO that are coming up shortly. NAPCO and KKD, understand his full title is His Royal Blackness, the Finest. Okay, so I'm sure Valerie will ask him where that title came from and who conferred that title on him. Interesting conversations on today's show. But let me read some comments on the Jobbin MCE issue. So yes, police have arrested him, and he demands for his money. The video is going all around. Just go to Twitter and type in Jobbin MCE. You'll see that video of the man just basically so furious about issues. The Sosu issue is also in the trends. In case you don't know, Sosu is the MP for Medina, Francis Xavier Sosu, and the police have tried to invite him over to come and talk to them about issues concerning a demonstration that he led his people to do on the 25th of October. And he claims that he's avoided arrest twice. The police say, well, the second attempt was not actually an attempt to arrest, but they were probably looking for intelligence. And so that's going on. It's a big story coming through. Nigeria has a big story for us today. It involves a building collapse, a 21-story building that has come down. And while that is happening there, we should also be thinking about what's happening here in Ghana. You drive through some of the principal streets and you see tall buildings with cranes, and buildings are going up very fast, as Thelma was saying earlier in the social media trends, and you're wondering whether the safety issues are being taken care of. Something for us to look forward to, and we'll be having a conversation later on in the coming days with the safety authorities just to keep us abreast as to how monitoring and evaluation is being done with respect to buildings that are going up very fast and endangering the lives of human beings. Okay, so those are the big trends. iPhone 6, yes. So there was an announcement that some phones will stop accepting WhatsApp. yesterday, and I got a call yesterday from a good friend of mine, a former neighbor, and he says, Charlie, his people told him that they had me listing a long, list of phones, and his iPhone 6 is part of it. Is his WhatsApp working? I said, well, I don't know whether your WhatsApp is working. Why don't you send me a WhatsApp message? If I receive it, yes. If I don't receive it, it doesn't work. So he sent me a message, and it turns out that it is working. So those of you whose iPhone 6s are not receiving WhatsApp, you can't even send me a WhatsApp to tell me you're not getting a WhatsApp. Probably you need to send me an SMS. Hopefully that one will work, okay? So that's what's happening. NAPCO is in the trends. Thelma will be having a conversation on that this morning. Well, there are good stories too, because there's a NAPCO beneficiary who narrates how he used 700 CDs to turn his life around. You can check it out on Twitter. Their letter is also trending, where they are seizing this opportunity to wish you a very restful leave. Proceeding on leave. You know how it is in Ghana. When they say proceed on leave, it's not about smiling at all. So NAPCO is in the trends as well. If you're a NAPCO person, I'd love to hear from you. Send me a WhatsApp on 055-556-1034, and I'll get the messages out to you. Okay, so pretty soon we'll be keeping an eye. We are going actually to do rush hour very soon in Ahuju, in the Ashanti region, in Kumasi. It's a suburb of Kumasi. We will be having a conversation on issues to do with health matters. Lead poisoning. It's how do you know how that's affecting your child? That's a lead poisoning conversation here. And of course, His Royal Blackness, the finest KKD, will be having a chat with our Royal Niceness, Valerie, on a whole range of issues. I don't know whether Valerie is ready for me right now, but we'll take a quick break. Just to let you know that our health segments are brought to you by Lufat, which is an anti-malaria you can trust. Product of the year at the Ghana Farmer Awards 2021. I'll be back with more on today's show. You stay, don't go anywhere. This is #GTV Breakfast.
Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show.
Welcome to this side of the breakfast table. So, you know, this is the Ashanti Cultural Week, and we are doing an intercity sort of something. We are rushing hour from the Ahujo runabout. My guy Alan is in Kumasi. If you've been watching us yesterday, you know that he's there. So he's going to be coming to us shortly from the Ahujo runabout, and he's on our screens actually. The show is interactive and made possible by Awake Purified Water, Shield Acrylic Paint, Adonco Next Level Energy Drink, Cheesy Pizza, Airtel Tigo for the lifestyle segment, which today features the finest. And then Lufat, responsible for our health segment, will be crossing cameras soon to the Ashanti region and get speaking with Alan. He'll tell us what traffic looks like in the part of the country. So Alan will be here shortly. I'm going to our Facebook now to get some messages. Our show is interactive, and so you can chat with us and send us your messages and videos via Facebook, which we are also live on. We are streaming live on. The hashtag to follow is GTV Breakfast. Alan is on my screen now. Alan, if you can hear me, what's happening at Ahojo?
Good morning, Valerie. Good morning, Ghana. Welcome to hashtag GTV Breakfast from the very garden city of the Republic of Ghana. It is the capital of the Ashanti region, Kumasi to be specific. We're so grateful to a young man who, upon arrival at this roundabout, decided, Alan, I want you to look like my brother in the studio, and he specifically mentioned Kafui Day. And so he kitted me, gave me this smock beautifully to wear for him. His name is Hafiz. He sells them right in the roundabout, just towards the east side of the roundabout. Traffic this morning isn't so bad compared to what we witnessed yesterday. Behind me will be pointing in the general direction eastwards of the traffic, and that will bring you straight onto the Ahojo itself. The eastwards road leads to Ahojo, and this will take you out through Ahojo from this roundabout to the neighboring environs. Part will take you towards Asukwa and the rest of them. Traffic on that stretch isn't so bad, except that trotros would always have their own way and would want to do their own things, and so you'd realize a lot of them are parked on the side of the roundabout, making their way into Ahojo, and these would normally bring on so much traffic and hold it back for about some few minutes. That is if you're coming from the Santasi end of the road. We're panning right onto the road northwards, and this will take you from the Ahojo roundabout towards Asukwa, going towards the stadium, Kumasi Sports Stadium end of town. This road will take right there, and there isn't so much as in traffic going away from us, but there is some little coming from the Asukwa end towards the Ahojo roundabout, and so commuters making their way towards this end and would possibly want to get to Doom, or the rest of them would want to allow a little time in order to make it. We are going to then pan onto the Melcom Road. This road cuts across this roundabout, and it will take you westwards towards Doom via or through Denyami, and that also goes through the Golden to the end of town, and this will take you to Doom. There is a somewhat little traffic coming down from that stretch towards the Ahojo roundabout. Again, commuters who are making their way through here would want to allow a little time. There isn't so much of a tailback, and so you would not have to rush traffic in that sense. But yeah, you would also want to be looking out for pedestrian activities. Also heavy duty trucks or lorries who also use the same end of road or end of town in order to get to various ends or places around the Ahojo roundabout. As we point or look into northwards, we're going southwards, and this will take you to Santasi roundabout, where we came to you from yesterday. Santasi looks eerily quiet, and there isn't so much as in traffic activity on there. It is a relatively calm, airy morning with a hint of the November-December weather, with a hint of the November-December weather. This makes Kumasi relatively lively and lovely, and by all means, if I have my own way, I'll continue from Kumasi to Accra. Traffic situation, however, is changing relatively fast, because just about a few minutes ago, as we've been on air, we see traffic piling up from the Ahojo end of the road. That will take you through the Melcom Road, and then coming down from the Apia Minka end of town. This is the traffic situation this morning at the Ahunjo roundabout, coming to you live on hashtag GTV Breakfast. Remember, it is the Ashanti Culture Week, and so we are celebrating everything Garden City. Thank you very much, Valerie, and back to you in the studio.
You cannot go just yet. Alan, you cannot go just yet. We are celebrating everything Ghanaian and everything Ashanti. Have you tried any of the fufu joints? I hear there's an amazing one around Denyame. Have you tried any of them?
Valerie, please don't start what you can't stop. Please don't start what you can't stop. Look, last night, our guide, oh, so sweet, his name is Che. He took us to a place around Patasi, where my team and I enjoyed awesome, the most sweet of fufu I've had ever. And I met a young lady there. I'm not going to give out no names yet, but yeah, she ensured, seeing you on TV, look, eat as much as you can. I'll take care of you. The ladies in Kumasi, so sweet when it comes to their fufu, and they won't make Alan pay anyway.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Alan. Keep sampling.
Have you, Val? No. Just before you go away, too.
Right.
Just before you go away, have you tried apese or aprawa?
No, what's that? It must be something.
That's a bushmeat. You would love it.
What?
You would love it. You would love it. Apese is like a porcupine. It's like a porcupine, and it was cooked with a hint of a peanut and contomere, so you have what looks like enkatinkuto, and it was great. It was great with the fufu.
Alan,
with a little bit of okra on it.
You're coming back to
You just don't want to go there.
You're coming back to Accra, and then
no,
the next duty will be tea and
I have relocated.
Right,
I have relocated.
Thank you for the traffic updates. I'm sure we'll get back to you again before the show ends. So keep an eye on good stuff for us in Ashanti. So we've been speaking with Alan, and he came to us live from the Ahojo roundabout. That's where we are rushing hour from, and we looked at traffic and how traffic has steadily started building up. And he gave us some weather updates as well. He said the weather is tipsy-turvy. You know, that hint of Christmas is just around the corner, guys. And so the show is interactive, made possible by our Wake Purified Water, Shield Acrylic Paint, our Donko Next Level Energy Drink, Cheesy Pizza, Airtel Tigo responsible for my side of the breakfast table, and then Lufat for our health tips and our health conversations. The hashtag to follow is GTV Breakfast. We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube, and also interactive on Twitter and Instagram. So hey guys, send in your messages, your pictures. The hashtag to follow is GTV Breakfast. We are making a quick detour.
Well, thank you very much, Valerie and Alan, aka Apese. Charlie, porcupine fufu like soup. It won't be easier with a hint of what? Kapi Konto. Anyway, your messages are coming in on 0555561034. Thelma asked a question about NAPCO. You know, after NAPCO, what next? You've been asked to proceed on leave if you're a NAPCO person, and what happens after? Good morning. Please help us by calling the CEO about our fate. We're in a dilemma. I'm in the education sector with a bachelor's degree in education license. In fact, the president has promised us of a permanent job. Please, Mr. President, fulfill your promise, and I would be grateful. So that's one person who wants the president to give him a job because it was a promise. Okay. Good morning, CAF, the NAPCO Secretariat, the NAPCO CEO, Dr. Ibrahim Anyas, and even the Office of the President and the Office of the Vice President are not treating us trainees well at all. 4 years in school, 1 year national service, 3 years as trainees with delayed stipends and arrears in my case, and still we can't even boast of a stable employment to feed ourselves and our parents who toil to see us through. NAPCO has ended officially, but there's no communication whatsoever from anybody. Didn't you get the letter? The letter, we have the letter, and we're not even trainees, you know. It's pathetic. I'm beginning to think they don't see us as humans and Ghanaians. Whatever the case is, they should try and tell us so we know our fate. Thank you very much. Add your names to the messages. More messages. NAPCO, I think, is the word of the day. Okay. Good morning. Nanaya from Koforidua. During the 3 years on NAPCO, there have been so many recruitments in our various institutions. We were overlooked. GRA both Customs and DTRD have recruited twice this year in February and June, but it was purely political, you allege. All these things happened after they made us write exams. We went for interviews. They didn't even mind us. Okay, I'm minding you. I'm reading your messages, okay? So this is Frank Kwanzaa, also a NAPCO trainee. Please, we are confused and frustrated. His Excellency promised us permanent jobs. All we, the NAPCO trainees, are demanding is the permanent job. Okay, more. Looks like job is a big issue today. Good morning, my name is Frank Amakaswa. I'm a NAPCO trainee. NAPCO is owing NAPCO trainees arrears since from 2019 to 2021, and they haven't paid. Okay, we've got more messages coming in. NAPCO, if you're a trainee, let me know. If you are somebody who absorbed some trainees in your institution, how were they? What was their attitude like? Did they do well for you? Will you want to bring them back later on? What do you think? Let's see, more messages coming in. Okay, all right. 26 times 5,000 is 130,000, not 13,000. Thank you very much for correcting my maths for me. We're doing a great job. Thanks a lot. Awesome. More messages coming in. The harsh reality of life is that things are not fair. That's kind of like a motivational message, but I'm looking for more NAPCO messages. So you keep them coming in on 055-556-1034. NAPCO seems to be the big word of the day. I want to just put up that letter again so you can see. Now, the last 6 months of the 3 years engagement program shall be used for the following: to further train and build capacity and skills in addition to those acquired at the beginning and during your time of engagement. Prepare nation builders on the strategies of further job seeking and how to prospect for opportunities. Link nation builders to available network opportunities for permanent employment, and then build skills in entrepreneurship and link them to financing and funding opportunities. Has it happened? We want to find out whether it has happened or not. More messages coming in. NAPCO, we could do the whole show on NAPCO today, and it wouldn't be boring at all. Okay, let's see. Quick message coming in here right now. And, so the letter that we saw was not from NAPCO, it was from the Ghana Standards Authority to their NAPCO trainees. The one where they say, we seize this opportunity to wish you a restful leave. That was a letter from Ghana Standards Authority and not from NAPCO. So any corrections there are what we want to make right now. Okay, we return with the headlines. I'm seeing stories on President Rawlings's first year anniversary, Parliament and the Ghana School of Law, COVID-19, 17 perish in a ghastly accident, and then some business news looking at tourism growth. Where will it be by the end of this year? More questions that will be answered on the headlines after this.
Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show. Live from GBC Studio One, this is the Breakfast Show.
GTV breakfast, and this look, I'm loving it. It's smoke and lace. Drop this one on me, and it's part of the Ashanti Culture Week. And if you think I'm looking great, wait till you see the ladies. Charlie, mwah. Valerie and Thelma, no be easy, no be easy. And we'll be bringing you more conversations on Ashanti culture this whole week. But for now, we're looking to the headlines, big stories, and two doctors have joined me. Don't worry, I'm not ill. These academic doctors. Dr. Eric Odro-Osai is a governance expert and the Director General of the Internal Audit Agency. Good to see you.
Good to see you, my brother.
And Dr. John Koku Bensa Mawuto is the Dean of the School of Graduate Studies at UPSA. Gentlemen, how are you doing?
Thank you.
Yes, I think you visited your barber not too long ago, Dr. Malto. Your head is shine nice.
Thank you.
We're going straight into the headlines. Our WhatsApp number is 055-556-1034. This release just came in fresh from the police PR unit. These guys are working really hard. And it's titled, Draben MCE Nominee Arrested. The Ashanti Regional Police yesterday, the 1st of November 2021, arrested the Municipal Chief Executive Nominee for Draben in the Ashanti region to assist police investigations. The arrest was in connection with a viral video of the nominee, Mr. Alex Safo Kantanka, allegedly demanding a refund of some sums of money he had allegedly paid to assembly members to vote for his confirmation as the the MCE, Municipal Chief Executive for the Draben municipal area. After his investigation caution statement was taken, Mr. Alex Safo Kantanka was granted bail. Police investigations continue, and we would like to assure the public that anyone who breaks the law will be arrested and subjected to due legal process, since no one is above the law. Signed, Alexander Kuku Obing, Superintendent, Director, Public Affairs. We have that video, and it's by courtesy of Adum TV. We would like to caution for the language that was used in the video, but it's part of the news, and we'd like you to just take a listen to the video of this particular MCE nominee, Mr. Alex Safo Kantanka, asking for his money back.
What is happening in some museum? That way, hold on. Hold on, this one museum. Hold on, this one museum. What is happening in some museum? What's happening in some museum? I have put them some good on young. What is happening in some museum? Oh, I can't go bullet to go. Who brought them in here? What's the town? What's the salon of the South? Then the one that comes home. Foolish man like you. Who really know the one that comes home? Sarah, I don't remember Singapore. Information center, I want to go to what is the one part. Who drive on the channel? What will punch you? What's the money to go to the people? I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody pass on that. Every criminal, when the woman has a fine, when the man can go fine, that's some penny. Let's stand out here. You will get it. Happy. Don't go there. Don't go there. I can't guess how. The life will be passed out. Put the name of God inside. Minimum year one and from four. Minimum year one and four. The only person is only from four. Who could not make this out? We get from the next one to say. Minimum year one and from four. How much do you come up in the
Viral video courtesy of Adum TV, and this, in case you just joined us, is a video of Mr. Alex Safo Kantanka, who is a Municipal Chief Executive Nominee for Draben, and he is in that video seen to be demanding a refund of some sums of money he had allegedly paid to assembly members to vote for his confirmation as MCE for the Draben municipal area. The police have jumped into the case, and he's been granted bail. Investigations are underway. This points to a bigger problem beyond just going for your money back from people who you've allegedly given them money for them to do something for you. The police are looking into that, but it's a wider problem, isn't it, Dr. Osai?
Thank you very much, and let me say good morning to our viewers and listeners. I think it looks as if it's a wider problem, and for me, I want to commend the police for moving in swiftly, because it is a criminal offense under the Criminal Offences Act, sections 240 and 241. That is corruption by a public officer and corruption of a public officer. What people do not know is that once you are a voter, you become a public officer. And the law defines public officer to include somebody exercising a direct public office or somebody who is responsible to cast a vote to improve the governance of our country. What they have done is not the best, and I think the police would have to go all out. Both the giver and the receiver are all guilty. But it seems to me that it's a tip of the iceberg. They should not leave it at the assembly level. They should move up to the next level, so that anytime we see signs of this happening, they should move in swiftly, arrest the people, investigate. They should prosecute. We should see people being jailed according to the laws of the country. Then it will serve as a deterrent to all others. It is the beginning of corruption. It is one of the things that is destroying our democracy. And if we don't nip it in the bud, it will become a bigger animal that we cannot contend with going forward. Because this person paying these huge sums of money, in case he pays, then he would assume office, he will find ways and means of getting the money back. Then it becomes an investment. Where lies the sacrifice? Where lies the service to the people? It is the average Ghanaian that would suffer, and we should not accept that. I commend the police, and we would all be following this case. They should investigate to the latter. Let us make sure that anybody found culpable must be allowed to face the law according to the Criminal Offences Act of Ghana.
Dr. Mauto, is it that the pressure to get into these positions is distorting people's sense of what they must do that is within the law?
All right, let me also with our viewers as well as my family members. It's unfortunate, but probably let me some point of corruption, correction. Sorry, with respect to one of the statements made by my senior here, that it is becoming a big animal. It has become a big animal already. It's already a big animal. Today, bribery is something that I don't know. This is not the first time, Kafi. Just a few weeks ago, one of the districts, the nominee was open that I gave them this amount of money. You can Google it. And I placed on one of my handles that where is the Office of the Special Prosecutor? Where is the CID? This is pure confession of bribery. He has given out bribe out there, and I mean a potential public officer.
What makes people so bold to make these declarations?
Often than not, when we relegate the appointment of such significant officers who are representing the president to politicians, that is what happens. How were they appointed? This somebody who is supposed to espouse professional conduct, going to represent the president in that municipal assembly. And here we are having a nominee openly accusing assembly members of money he has given them, for which reason we don't know, but we all know that the reason is to what? Cast a vote in his favor. But here we are. Thank God the videos are out. And I want to also resonate with the views of my senior colleague here that look, it's overdue that the police are not helping us to implement the very laws that were enacted, especially to prevent bribery and corruption. It's a criminal offense. Both the giver and the receiver are culprits of the law. And you see, Kafi, the most unfortunate thing is that it has become something it's not a practice. The assembly guys will tell you that it's a normal thing. If you don't give us, we won't vote, we won't cast. I mean, we will not affirm you. I don't know whether they don't know the law. That even coming out in public that you have received bribe is even criminal. But once again, who is to enforce the law? So I don't know why the police have been silent all this while, but thank God that the new IGP, the new baby in the house, everybody's talking about another alumnus of UPS.
Definitely, I was going to say that.
I see.
Yes.
You're running things these days.
Yes.
One of the revered alumnus of UPS. We are proud of him.
Should public officers always assume that they are being recorded? Because obviously this man did not know that he was being recorded.
But you see, that is the beauty of
Should that be the assumption that anything you say may be caught on tape?
No, why would you say it if you don't perpetuate it? You know what you are doing. And you see, because he was disappointed, and here we are, a system where it is so difficult to get evidence. Unfortunately, we have evidence to perpetuate, to prosecute some of these issues. So if this man is out there being recorded for some of his authorized, his act, so this is no accusation any longer, Chairman, but he has confirmed that I've paid you this money and you haven't voted for me. This is enough to prosecute such people. Not only him, but those who he has alleged that they have received money from him. All those people should be put in the bracket of the law.
Dr. Singh?
Yes, but Kafue, you see, I think as a nation and as a people, we should always purpose to do the right thing. Yeah. So when you purpose to do the right things, you don't care whoever is around you, whether you are being recorded or not. But it seems to me that some people really say one thing and do a different thing. Yeah. That is why national orientation is important.
Thank you.
It's important so that as a country, we teach people what is right and they should purpose to do the right things. The evidence is clear, except that the standard for criminal prosecution is to prove beyond reasonable doubt. And proving beyond reasonable doubt at times is difficult because the defense would only have to raise a doubt in your evidence and you get away with it. But I think this time around, the evidence is so cogent that it will be extremely difficult for them to get away with it. I also want to say that people must come to understand that even a promise to pay is criminal under the Criminal Offences Act. So if you promise people that, look, vote for me, when you vote for me, I'll give you such and such and such an amount, it's also criminal. And it is not only physical money, a consideration, a valuable consideration. If you tell them, when you finish, I'll send you to abroad, when you finish, I will give you this opportunity. When you finish this, anything that influences you. The certain about this situation is that the power the assembly members wield is not an ultimate power they have. It is a delegated power. This is a power given to them by the people from their electoral areas. They are expecting you to exercise it with due care. So if you go and then collect bribe, if you go and you allow yourself to be influenced, you have disappointed the electorate. And that on its own is a serious criminal offense that should not be pardoned. So I encourage my brother, Dr. Dampare, to keep up the good work, but they should delve more into this matter and have a few people sacrificed. It will send a strong deterrent, not only to assembly members, but it can cast across all the layers of government, both MPs at the national level. Very soon going into a national elections, a presidential elections, they'll be doing their primaries. We should keep our eyes on the ground. Even at the party levels, primaries, if somebody influences, even if somebody parts with resources, if somebody promises to do something within the meaning of the Criminal Offences Act, Section 240, Section 241, Section 242, you are guilty. And I'm very positive that the police will follow through with the law and at least prosecute one or two people so that it will send a strong signal to people that this cannot be done. We cannot continue to sit down to allow people to buy positions and then they come and lord it over us and they come and steal our money to perpetuate that position. It should never happen because Ghana belongs to all of us and we are building our democracy. We should build it with truth and integrity.
Okay. Another story that I want us to touch on briefly, we'll have a whole conversation on it in the next hour, has to do with the NAPCO system, National Nation Builders Corps. So they are being the system is being wound up, and so they've done their 3 years, and they are being asked to proceed on leave. After which, basically NAPCO comes to an end, and a lot of the people who are on the scheme are not excited about this development because they are under the impression that it was going to lead to permanent employment. And we've got a ton of messages on NAPCO, but I just want to get your brief thoughts on the NAPCO system and your thoughts about sustainability and securing of employment. Dr. Malto.
So once again, this calls for issues of policy, especially what deliverables were projected when churning out those programs. We all know that it was a program to at least empower financially some of the unemployed graduates, as well as equip them with some skills, some basic skills, to learn some sort of knowledge, either administrative in the health sector or whichever sector they were sent to. So the issue, in fact, it's incumbent on the officials to come and give us the outcome of this policy. Has it been achieved? What was the purpose? And if indeed the purpose was just to equip them with skills, they have used public money. In fact, this is public money. So if the purpose was to equip them with skills, what have they achieved? How many of them have probably gained some meaningful employment? How many of them has been able, has benefited from the skills acquired and have done something with it? These are things we need to hear from the head of such, institutions. It's very, very important. Now, you see, we are going to create another batch of unemployed, trained skillful Ghanaians. They've gone through a 3-year program. They are exiting with what?
Skills, hopefully.
For what? Skills without livelihood. I don't think you have done anything. Now, I am not interested in most of the things that people say, but it's about what they learned and the type of people in there. I have monitored some of these trainees, their background, and what they went into that, just for income purposes. So for me, I saw this initiative as a social intervention policy, just to cushion this young, unemployed graduates with some livelihood over a 3-year period. So the issue is that they are now back to square one if they haven't learned anything. But trust me, I have always, when this policy was initially introduced, I commended the government so much. Look, we live in a country where it is not easy to probably empower yourself financially after coming out from school. So even if the government will allocate some funds for our unemployed group, youth, just to sustain them, sustain their livelihood just for a few years. In the Western world, where a large chunk of their budget allocation is channeled towards social support systems, where you'll be waiting and you'll be on some level of minimum income until you get a job. Okay, so what I can say this morning is that, look, government, if you don't have any plan for those people and they are coming out without anything, then we need to continue the program again. Because you are going to build another batch of unemployed people in the system who will probably be involved in other vices because they are so disappointed, and the system can absorb them with the so-called skills that you're talking about. Notwithstanding this, I can tell you there were some who went into agriculture. I have some few youth guys from my area who went to agriculture and are making it very big out of this program. So I'm not really trying to probably wash down the program, but a number of them are coming out unemployed without any serious skill, and it's going to be another hell for this country, especially to contend with the unemployment issue in this country.
Dr. Sai, you have a different view on this?
Yes, I think I'm a best example of a user of the NABCO training.
Some of them came to your end?
Yes, I had 12 of them, and they are wonderfully working well. We've invested so much in them, we've developed their capacities, and what we are doing is that even when government is asking them to go on leave, we want to retain them and pay them. The reason being that we are using them to do a lot of work, is bringing a lot of revenue in excess of what their salary would be. We intend retaining them, actually. So what I would advise heads of agencies to do is that you have invested in these people. They have become an inside part of the organization. They have all information about the organization. Do not allow the investment to go waste. Use them in areas that can generate revenue. So you use that revenue to pay them. By that, you'll be able to help reduce the unemployment. They are skillful. Some have their masters, actually. Some are professionals, and some are very good. In my organization, some can lead audit teams.
The internal audit agency.
Internal audit agency. They lead audit teams. They bring good results. They are saving a lot of money for this country. And from my point, if you save that money, we use that one to pay your salary. So they are happy with the internal agencies.
Okay.
So we intend retaining almost all of them, except that you have to go through the recruitment process.
So you have a good story to tell them from them.
Yes. And I'll commend government to retain it and continue with the process.
That is it. Okay.
Because it is a stopgap measure that will help us reduce to some extent the unemployment rate in this country.
Okay, so it's some good news there from Dr. Science. And what are your thoughts on NAPCO? Would love to hear from you. 055-556-1034. A lot of NAPCO trainees are sending messages, but I will read them later after we've dived into some news stories. So this is, if you go to gbcghanaonline.com, you see this story, which is on the front page of Daily Graphic as well. It involves the 499 School of Law admissions. Parliament has no locus, says the Attorney General. He's basically saying that they do not have the power or the mandate to direct the General Legal Council to admit applicants to the School of Law. This is the position of Mr. Godfrey Yeboah Dami, Minister of Justice, and he is quoting Article 32, empowering the executive through the minister responsible for the GLC and not the legislature to direct and advise the council on major national issues, including admission of students. So the Attorney General says, no, Parliament, you do not have the power to direct anybody. And Parliament says, we have the power. On the line, I believe I do have the Honorable Mahama Ayariga, who is on the responsible parliamentary committee which deals with issues such as this, the Constitutional, Legal, and Parliamentary Affairs Committee. Mr. Ayariga, good morning and welcome to GTV Breakfast.
Good morning. How are you? I'm
great. Good to have you here. So the AG, Attorney General, contends that you and your colleagues do not have any locus in directing the General Legal Council to do anything, especially to do with the admissions. What do you stand on?
If I were to advise him, I wouldn't have advised him to ever write a letter like that to Parliament. Parliament has so many ways of enforcing its compliance with its directives. And I'm not sure it is in his interest that Parliament unleashes its full powers to get its decision complied with. So I think that's a very wrong move on his part. I think a more mature approach would have been for him to come to Parliament and meet with the Speaker and seek an engagement on the issue. But to write to Parliament that Parliament has no powers to pass a resolution directing an agency of the executive to the appropriate minister. And that's why in passing the resolution, the Speaker directed it at the Attorney General, because it is the Attorney General that is directly answerable to Parliament. And the General Legal Council is an agency that is superintendent over, in terms of parliamentary responsibility, by the Attorney General. So we're not dealing directly with the General Legal Council, but we're dealing with the Attorney General, so that he will get the agency that we believe to be under him to do the right thing. But if that is his position, I'm sure in due course he will also hear from Parliament what we will do. But I want to assure you that it's a matter that, given the posture that he has taken, and I believe that is a posture that maybe the General Legal Council has taken, that he's communicating to us, we will respond appropriately. And I can assure you that we will indeed respond appropriately.
What kind of response should we look forward to, Mr. Ayariga?
There are several things that we can do. One, we can hold on to their budget. Two, we can pass the vote of censure against the Attorney General. Three, we can bring legislation changing the composition, the powers, the functions of the General Legal Council, and indeed, passing laws that would direct the General Legal Council to behave the way that we, Parliament, want the General Legal Council to behave.
When you talk about the budget, are you trying to strong arm? So whose money is going to be withheld if you talk about budget issues?
We can withhold the entire budgetary allocation to the Attorney General's department, which will include his staff, the General Legal Council, every agency, and then we can withhold the entire budget until our directive is complied with. I mean, that's the power open to us. That's something that is a big mistake for him to write to Parliament to tell us that we don't have the power to pass a resolution that something right should be done.
Will you not be guilty of using a hammer to smash a fly? I mean, to withhold the entire budget of the Attorney General's department for this?
You think that the lives of 499 students is not important? You think that's not important? And it's not about, just the lives of 499. It is the principle that when you set a rule and citizens act according to the rule, you shouldn't change it, to the detriment. It's a principle of law that he, the Attorney General, I believe, has advocated for years. And it's been done to people that we think, it will be unfair to do so. So it's an important principle in our society. And the whole idea of the rule of law, what we sit in Parliament and do, pass laws, what the Attorney General does, which is to ensure that the laws are respected. But that principle is respected. So we should be willing to go to all lengths. And what did we do? We simply passed a resolution saying, look, correct your own mistake. As simple as that. For them to write to us to tell us that we don't even have the power to tell them to correct their mistake, well, we have powers to ensure that we do the right, and trust me, we will go the full length to ensure that the right thing is done. We will let the people know that they have a parliament.
Right.
That their parliament will stand up for them when it matters most.
Right. The second of the options you laid out was censure. What does that mean?
Well, I mean, Parliament can always pass a vote of censure against the minister. If we feel that the minister, is not doing the right thing, we can pass a vote of censure. It's in the Constitution. And Parliament reserves that power. It just requires a certain number of parliamentarians committing to ensure that they hold the minister accountable. It's accountable for holding ministers accountable. So I'm sure he would have thought through all that before he was elected to the Speaker of Parliament.
So what would a vote of censure on the Attorney General mean to him? What could he not then do if you pass a vote of censure against him?
A vote of censure, the Constitution is very clear. It might lead to his removal by the President. It's clear in the Constitution. So, like I said, I wouldn't have advised him to write to Parliament. He should have proceeded to meet with the Speaker and engage with the Speaker and all that. But to take up and write to Parliament, I mean, it's going to invite a big political fight between Parliament and his office.
And would you have bipartisan support for actions like the vote of censure or even taking some legislative action? Would you have the numbers? What kind of numbers do you need to make such things happen?
Time will tell. I'm just giving you the options that are available to Parliament.
Right.
I'm not telling you what Parliament has agreed to do. I'm just learning from you this morning. I'm just telling you what options Parliament will have in dealing with his reaction.
Right. So what's the next step as we wrap up this conversation? What's the next move from Parliament?
The third option is for us to pass a private member's bill in which we would change almost everything that we want to change at the General Legal Council.
We leave it here. Mr. Mahama Ayariga is a member of the Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee in the House of Parliament, responding to the Attorney General, who contends that Parliament has no locus to deal with issues of the admission of 499 people who want to become lawyers one day in this country. Dr. Osai,
yes,
you've heard Mr. Ayariga.
I've heard him.
And you know what the Attorney General's position
Definitely.
is.
And you know,
what's your view?
As a lawyer, I have an interest in this matter.
Yes.
And you see, we should respect the principle of separation of powers and checks and balances in our governance. The Attorney General, the General Legal Counsel is part of the executive. The role of Parliament is to make laws, not to interfere in the implementation of the law. You make law and you ensure implementation through monitoring, supervision, and evaluation. The judiciary also interprets it when there is a conflict or people do not understand what to do. So I think the issue at stake requires Supreme Court interpretation. The position taken by the Attorney General, who is the principal legal advisor, so once he speaks, you can be sure that government will come with the same position. I respectfully disagree with Honorable Mama Yariga if he says he's going to withhold the Attorney General's budget because he's expressed his views. There are circumstances under which the budget of a ministry can be withheld. The Public Financial Management Act is clear. Clearly, this does not fall under that one. You cannot say because he's expressed his views that you don't have a right to exercise a certain power. You can withhold his budget. If the Attorney General misuses the funds or he failed to account for that, you can withhold the budget, because once you withhold the budget of Attorney General, it's not the Attorney General who is going to suffer. It's the whole of Ghana that is going to suffer. Two, they know what to do. And like he ended very well.
Who knows what to do?
The Parliament. They can come in with a private members bill to restructure the whole General Legal Council to get them to do what they want them to do. And I've read somewhere that my friend Honorable Dafiamepo has initiated the process. That is the way to go. If you pass a vote of censure on him, on the Attorney General, and the President decides not to remove him, you cannot do anything. But my point is, let us respect the separation of powers principle. Parliament, you make the law. Another institution is to implement it. Do not interfere in the implementation of the law you have made. That is not good governance. They can subpoena the Attorney General to appear before them, or the chairman of the General Legal Council, who is the Chief Justice, to appear before them to explain why this is happening. If they feel they don't understand what is happening, and they feel the explanation is not good, they can take it up. But I challenge anybody that, look, we are in a country of rule of law. The best place to go is the Supreme Court for interpretation. The students can go, the General Legal Council can go, Parliament can go. Parliament should not frighten other arms of government with their power to withhold budget. That is not democracy. And if you withhold the budget, because somebody has expressed his view that you don't have the power, you are trying to gag the Attorney General, which is not the best. Yeah. So I strongly disagree with Honorable Ayariga. And if that is the intention of Parliament, they should resist from saying that they are going to withhold somebody's budget or a ministry's budget because the Attorney General is saying you have no locus or power to direct the GLC. The GLC and Attorney General is executive. You have passed the law. Ensure implementation of the law by asking questions, by monitoring. If they fail to do it, go to court to get the court to compel them to do it. The Attorney General and government can only exercise a directive from the court under a rule of law. If the court so directs that they should admit the 499 students today, the next day they will admit them, because it will amount to contempt if they don't do that. But Parliament, we cannot direct them to do that.
Dr. Maoto, I
think there's some level of good news about this. This time we are not hearing the issue of the failure rate. Yeah. This time it's a high level of passing rate, and then the fact that they were not admitted, not based on failure. So good news to prospective lawyers in this country. But you see, what are the issues? I think my senior has spoken very well about the legal framework and all that, but the issue boils down to the infrastructural gap that has existed in the training of lawyers for all this while.
Are you saying there's not enough infrastructure or enough teachers to teach the lawyers?
Logistics.
Okay.
Look, let me tell you. Anyway, Doc, announced that we have one of the campuses at the UPSC.
Oh, chairman. Can't we don't think about
we better declare this UPSC
week. The issue boils down to infrastructural gap. All these years. You see, for me, I hope this argument should have been issues of Parliament trying to empower the Ghana Law School to probably expand by getting them loans to expand. And they will admit all the students. Trust me, I've spoken to most of their heads. I've spoken to some of them. I've had some sincere conversation. Look, they wish they could admit all these students. They don't have infrastructure.
And can they go online? I mean, we should be creative. You don't need buildings to teach people.
That is my next. That's my next argument. That's my next argument. You know, another issue has to do with the lack of innovation on the part of managers of the Ghana School of Law for all this work. Yeah. I mean, they've been too conservative. Let's tell them the truth.
Tell them.
Look, Ghanaians are going out, they're paying dollars. Do you know it has serious implications for economy? Going to pay dollars out there, come back here, and I think they are charged £7,000.
That's right.
£7,000.
University of London.
So you travel abroad, go do your
even when they come back.
Yeah.
The Ghana Law School also charges them some amount of money.
Post-call.
The post-call.
Yeah. To harmonize whatever you've learned with what is here in Ghana.
Thank you. So you see, it is not just about the number of people you are admitting, but it also has its economic and investment implication to the country.
So expand infrastructure, be more innovative.
Thank you. Expand, I mean, more innovative, and also there are some areas in this country that you don't even have lawyers.
Where?
The district assemblies.
Where do we have lawyers?
Every district assembly is expected to have a legal department.
Thank you.
And the legal department can take a minimum of 3 people. We have 261 district assemblies. Multiply it by 3. Every region is expected to have a legal department, assuming they have a minimum of even 3. Multiply it by the 16 regions.
48.
We have a number of MDs. We have a number of everyone. GBC, you should have a legal department with a number of lawyers, not one lawyer, because there are issues of libel, there are issues of this, there are issues of this. You know, so we need lawyers. The challenge is we don't do our forward-looking human resource plans well. So as we sit as a country, the next 5 years, how many lawyers do we need? How do we get them? Which schools train them? Those are the things we should be doing, not withholding budget.
But thank God they are now expanding their campuses, at least trying to be a bit innovative. But please, they are too conservative.
Too conservative. You need to expand. Need to be more innovative. And Dr. Asai referred to a letter from the Honourable Member for South Dai, Roxanne Nelson Eche Dafamakbo, and it's I have it here. It's titled "Introduction of Private Members Bill," dated 26 October 2021. Sir, we write to request the Legislative Drafting Office to draft for subsequent submission to the Speaker a bill to amend the Legal Provisions Act 1960, Act 32, to exclude the Chief Justice as well as other justices of the Supreme Court from the General Legal Council, to redefine the functions of the GLC, and to provide for reforms in legal education such that accredited faculties of law with the requisite facilities will be licensed to run professional law courses, provide for discipline of lawyers, and related matters, to give effect to Article 37 1 of the 1992 Constitution. Please find attached our proposals for the said bill, submitted please, and it's signed Honourable Roxanne Nelson Eche Dafamakbo, MP for, and also signed by another person who is in the news, MP for Madina, the Honourable Francis Zida Kojo Susu. So these are some background we want to give to you on this topic. I want to read a couple of messages now because they are coming in thick and fast. A lot of them are on NAPCO. The President said he would make NAPCO personnel permanent. Please tell me we are not in a good situation now. We are facing psychological from Kwabenya.